everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Mr. and Mrs. Traveler here.
It's El Glam in celebration.
Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. I'm going to kind of forewarn you ahead of time. This is going to be a little bit of a different type of video. We're not talking about a cruise ship or any particular destination, but we're talking about some of the purposes behind travel. And we will probably dive into some faith elements. So if that's not your bag,
keep scrolling.
Yeah, but that's what we believe. So even if you don't, doesn't hurt to take a listen anyway. So anyway, first of all, if you would please be so kind and please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. We do tons of ship tours, hotel tours, tips, reviews, all kind of stuff. But today we wanted to take a little bit of a time and talk about some of the purposes of travel, and specifically what we're leaning towards is the purpose of using travel to heal yourself mentally, spiritually, physically. All three of those combined at times. Sometimes it's one or the other, sometimes it's all three. A lot of times it's all three when you're really hurting from different things. And this is a video that we were kind of intending on making anyway. And then while we were on the Wonder the other day, we met a lovely family from South Florida who had just went through some real tragedy in losing a young child. Well, you know, he was in his early 20s, but that is, I mean, that's devastating to a parent. And, you know, you never know what things life are going to throw at you and what things that you're going to face and go through. But we want to talk about, you know, using travel to heal through some of these processes. And some of that is sometimes you just need to get away from everything and everybody. Sometimes you need to be with the person that you trust and love the most and can confide in. And you can't do that with everybody. You have to be very particular on there. And when I say those things, I know that she'll pray for me in a minute, and I always pray for her. And that's a very important aspect to this, that you know, we can talk about how we're feeling without, you know, judgments and things like that. Just, hey, you know what, I need you to pray for me or whatever, or just somebody to talk to, whatever the case may be. But sometimes you need to get on these trips so that your cell phone doesn't work, so that your emails don't work, that people can't be in your ear. Sometimes when you're going through these traumatic events, you get a lot of unsolicited advice that may or may not be good at the moment. But you need to get into that place by yourself or in your very tight circle, where you can get your thoughts together. Sometimes you need to come up with a plan for things. Sometimes you just need to stop thinking about things, right? The thing that we love most about cruising in particular, that if you look at the Bible, the beginning of the Bible says, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth was void and without form, and the Spirit of the Lord moved over the face of the waters. So at the very beginning of the Bible, the water is the oldest thing on this earth. Before he created land and all these beautiful things that are here in the earth for us to enjoy, the water was here. And so I don't know about you guys, but when I get out there and you're into one of these healing trips, just sitting on your balcony, just sitting on the end of the ship, if you're on a resort, just walking down to the beach, just sitting there hearing the water, close your eyes, listen to the waves, feel the wind on your skin. You can't understand where it's coming from or the sounds that it makes, and you can't even recreate those sounds. I don't care if you got a wave machine or all that stuff. It just does not do it justice, right?
Right.
But this is the oldest living thing in the world, and there's a reason why people get baptized. They get baptized with water and things, right? So it's just you know, it's a time when you're going through some things, and sometimes you need to sacrifice. It may be tight on the budget and things like that, but it may be worth the sacrifice to be able to do a little something. I mean, there's trips that are inexpensive. For example, when we lost Snowball, and there's no comparison to these people who lost their 20-year-old son.
Right.
But he was with us for like 14 years, so it hurt us deeply, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were just like, we were already going to go on the Wonder, but it was a few weeks away. And the job was calling, the business line was ringing, and you're doing all these things at the same time. You're trying to grieve, and sometimes when you grieve, you just don't even really want to talk to nobody, right? You just want to go through that process.
Right.
So we were able to find that cruise on the Grandeur of the Seas, and it was under $500 for both of us for a 4-day cruise.
It felt like a week.
It did, and it was just a necessary thing for us to get away, so that the phones weren't ringing, so that I didn't have to worry about emails and things like that, and and it was a much needed time away to clear your mind.
That's right.
And so that's part of the purpose of this channel when we started, was to teach people how to travel on a budget. But I think this is part of that too, right? Is not only meeting people and exploring things and doing things, creating memories with your family, and that's right up there for me. I'd rather have a trip under the Christmas tree than anything else.
Me too.
Because and I don't care how many times we've been to a place. We've been to Nassau 100 times, but you know what? Every time we go, we meet somebody new.
We have a different experience.
We experience something
every
new.
Time.
And and that's, to me, that's what it's about. Some people get bored with it and everything, and I get that, but maybe you need to shift the way that you're looking at it. But so it's there usually for you to be able to budget and get a quick little getaway. And sometimes if you can't get away, because I know a lot of you don't live in Florida near the ports and things like that, so it may be difficult for you to get the cruise and to get the airfare and this, that, and the other. I get that. If you can't do it, go get a hotel room
in your neighborhood.
Yeah. Go to the nice side of town, maybe a hotel by the lake if you've got a lake or something, or wherever you may be, and get away and turn the phone off.
Get out of reality for a minute.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing a lot of talking with you.
I'm listening. That's for me too. I'm enjoying it too, Mr. Traveler. And sorry, we have this 10-week-old puppy right here that's in my lap, so hopefully he's not distracting you. But he's so cute and adorable. This is Snowy, and he's our new puppy. He is our new member of the family, and I agree with everything that Mr. Traveler is saying. I'm actually enjoying it, and if you're enjoying it too, make sure you comment below, give us a thumbs up so we can share this video around the world. This is the type of content that you normally don't see from bloggers, or you won't see from whatever's trending. Well, we're gonna bring you the real, and we keep it real on our channel, and we hope that you enjoying this content, because we are actually putting our emotions out there for you. And this is not about what's popular right now or which ship is selling. Hearts go out to people who stop us on the ships and they say, I just lost my mother. I just lost my father. I'm here because I just lost somebody, or I just got fired, or I went through a divorce. It could be anything that's life-changing that you can take and just go out of reality for a minute and come back. You have to reset, rewind, refresh, renew. You know, and in this world, you are human and there is a lot of things going on and you can only take so much. Well, why don't you just take that and just take what you hear from us as a grain of salt and use it to better yourself?
Mental health is such an important factor that you may not even realize. And you know, I know at one point in time when I had 3 tragic events at one time, and it was we lost our assistant pastor at our church on Good Friday.
We did.
In 2009.
Which was my cousin.
And he was in a very important part of helping me to become the man I am today. And so that was kind of a hard blow for me right there. And then turn around a little bit later that year, my mother passed. And then within 10 months, my father passed. And my mind went to a very dark place.
Yes.
It's something that's very difficult to go through. And my wife, as much as I love her and she loves me, she didn't understand either, because she hadn't been through a loss like that. She was there for me, but until you've lost a parent, it's something that you just can't explain. And to lose both of them within a year.
There's nothing in the dictionary that could explain how Mr. Traveler felt at that time.
And I just kept dealing with it, you know. And first of all, if you're in a place like that, I strongly recommend, if you're able to get to a place where you can talk to somebody, as far as, you know, maybe a therapy or something like that.
Go ahead and vent.
Someplace professional where you can get some help. Hindsight, looking back, I kind of wish I would have did that, because I had a job that has free counseling sessions and stuff like that, and
it would have helped.
I was trying to be macho man, you know, and deal with it.
Yeah.
But I found myself just thinking dark, negative thoughts all the time. You know, just like, who's gonna pass next?
Yeah.
You know, and this and that. It's just
about that.
Yeah, it's just, you know, and it's a horrible place, and I probably was in that place for about a year.
Yes.
But it was when I really started to look at the travel a little bit different there at that time, and look at it as therapy and the things that we went through. And then we kind of fast forward, when Mrs. Traveler lost her mother in 2017, we had our Hawaii trip planned, and her mother passed away, unfortunately, a few weeks before we were scheduled to go on that trip. And when I tell you that it was just the medicine that the doctor ordered, because we were able to go sit on the cliffs in Oahu, and just sit there and watch the wave and listen. And
that was therapy for me.
And we didn't say a word to each other.
I said, I just need this time.
I think we sat there for like 2 or 3 hours.
We did, probably longer, because you need to grieve and you need to get past, not really get past it, but you have to start healing somewhere.
You have to start processing.
So it was a process for me. The whole thing went so fast I couldn't even catch my breath. I'm telling you, and it's devastating. It's no words in the dictionary, but you can use cruising and traveling to help you heal when you're broken.
Yeah.
And you can't hardly make it. The whole family come near you, talk to you, coming to you, asking you what's next. You don't know. You don't know what to do next. You've never been through this. It's not a book on it. So you just kind of muddling your way through. But we are here to tell you that you can make it, because we've been through more than 4 marriages.
And you know, when you kind of think back on it too, like when you're going through those times when someone passes, it tends to bring out the ugly in a lot of people.
You see them for the different person they are.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? People in the family start clamoring for money and possessions and things like that. And that's what I'm talking about, because that right there, you've already
distraction.
You've already gone through the trauma, and you're going through it, and then you're dealing with that.
You have to deal with the size of that.
Definitely make sure that you make some time for yourself. Just to kind of recap, if you can't do a cruise or anything like that, get yourself a hotel room for a few days, get a weekend away, get to yourself, turn that phone off, and you know, mind, body, and soul. You need to reset on all three.
That's right, and we normally don't do videos like this, so we're gonna take our time with this one because it's very important. Me and Mr. Traveler been talking about cruise therapy for a very long time. It don't have to be a cruise, it could be resort therapy, it could be travel for a weekend therapy, but you have to learn how to use your vacations for therapy. A lot of people who travel are not partying, they are not trying to just get away for the weekend and turn up and it's lit. Some people really been through a tragedy and they trying to use the ocean for healing.
Yeah.
You know, because we run into a lot of people on the cruise who say, you know, I just had to get away this weekend. My job is just going crazy.
You would really be surprised how many people call us and we end up sitting there talking for a while because they're going through some really
mostly solo cruising.
They're going through some rough times and things like that. So, you know, I guess we're your travel agent slash
we wear a lot of hats.
Therapist, and
we wear a lot of hats.
And guess what? We don't mind, because guess what? When we get through talking to you, we make sure that we pray for each and every one of you every day. Because we thank God for each and every one of you. We believe that God sent you our way, and it's our responsibility to help take care of you.
We are the marriage counselors. We are the referees. We are the people that help you plan your next cruise. Whatever hat we need to wear, we wear it. And our group cruises know when you call us, it's like family. We treat you just like family, and sometimes you have to talk outside of that. You know, you kind of got to get on one-on-one, and what you discuss with us stays with us. We don't make a video about it or discuss it with other people because we understand, we don't judge. We realize that this is our purpose, and we have an assignment to do. Before my grandmother left, they gave me an assignment, and I have to fulfill that. And I think it's coming together really good. You know, I'm trying to do the best I can. Mr. Traveler, he also has an assignment for my grandmother, and she set us down and she talked to us before she left this earth, and now she went to be with Jesus, you know, and I don't want to let her down. And for myself, I don't want to let myself down, but we have to realize that we are human. We go through certain things, and we can't change life. Life gonna keep coming, we're gonna keep moving, and it's all about how we react to it.
And, you know, another thing that I might suggest to you too, especially sometimes when you lose a matriarch or a patriarch in your family, something that we've started doing in our family, Mrs. Traveler's mother was a pretty prominent figure in the city of Detroit.
She was very much so.
Feed a lot of people, homeless people, things like that. And she was a person that a lot of people in the family considered she had to share.
I had to share my mother with Detroit.
with a lot of, you know, with like family and people. They all consider her to be mom. So
and I grew up on her hip, which means I carried her books for her. I carried her Bible for her. When she needed to go to church, I was the one carrying her bag. And I spent a lot of time around some elderly people in my family who paved the way for me and blessed me with wisdom. That's why I am the way I am in front of the camera today.
And so what we've done, and this is something you might think about doing, is we do an annual family cruise, and it's, you know, it's nothing ever exotic or anything like that. I mean, this year we're going on the Carnival Sunrise.
We try to find the cheapest, nicest cruise we can,
just so we can get together, and then it's you know, in honor and remembrance of her mother.
That's right, and we do it. We're gonna start doing it every year, and you know, it was a lot when we lost my mother. A lot of people fell out, and a lot of people didn't agree with what happened, but we getting through it, and that's how we working through it. Every year we're gonna make this trip. So I hope you take our ideas and make them your own.
All right, everybody. Well, again, if you would be so kind to subscribe to the channel, and if we can help you book a therapy or any other cruise,
or give us a call,
877-697-4470, or you can book right online, www.mr-traveler.com. We appreciate you and thank you for your support.
Life's short.
Have fun.
See the world and use cruising for therapy.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.